It's the first tech IPO of the year. There haven't been any tech IPOs since December in the US, but security company SecureWorks is splitting from Dell and is looking to make a go in the public markets. We're joined by CEO Mike Cote, who can tell us a little bit more about what's going on here with SecureWorks. Well, congratulations on going public, Mike.
Thank you very much.
And so it's definitely a tough time to go public right now. Why would you do it at this time after public investors haven't been too interested in tech stocks?
So I've been with SecureWorks over 14 years now, and Dell acquired us 5 years ago. A little over 2 years ago was when Michael Dell made an organizational change to have me report directly to him. And shortly after that, we started the process of going down this path to give SecureWorks the ability to have a best of both worlds. So use the things within Dell like their global go-to-market capability and global presence and branding, while at the same time go back to our entrepreneurial roots and accelerate the changes we can make and our growth.
And you were acquired for over $600 million. Today you're worth over $1 billion. So you've gone up in value, definitely. But in terms of your IPO, you priced lower than the range than you were hoping for. And you're trading still below that range. Do you attribute this to tough market conditions right now, or why do you think that you guys are struggling?
Well, first of all, the market is growing at a 12 to 15% range and has consistently for 10 years, and we grew last year at 25%. So I wouldn't say that we're struggling. We're growing quite nicely and rapidly. We are looking at this from a long-term perspective of where we believe the internet security market is going, the growth that's going to continue into the future, especially with the Internet of Things and the way there's more devices that can be hacked and the hacking community growing, and set ourselves in place to invest over the last 2 years after Michael and I made the decision to take the company out and go down this path and be both attached to Dell and a part of the Dell organization, being able to leverage the things that make sense for us and yet be an independent company and an entrepreneurially minded company to grow much faster.
That's right, and Dell will still own a majority in this company. How involved will Dell be in some of the decisions that are made here?
So we have an independent board. Michael Dell is the chairman of the board, and I'm on the board as well, and then we have 5 independent board members. And those independent board members are successful executives in large software companies and add a lot of value to where we're going and what we're doing. And we will make all the decisions. I'll be, as you mentioned, the CEO and president. We will make all the day-to-day operating decisions. We'll be held accountable to the board of directors for the things that we do. And of course, under corporate governance, anything that we would do that requires shareholder approval would go to the shareholders, of which Michael Dell is also on the board.
And there are a lot of different security companies. How do you differentiate yourself from what's out there?
So that's a great question and an important point. So SecureWorks has a software-driven platform. We call it our counter threat platform that's been developed over the last 14 years. That counter threat platform works in a vendor-agnostic way, so meaning it works with all of the best of breeds point security products in the market, so that we can bring the data from those products into our counter threat platform. We will look for and find, detect malicious activity, things the bad guys are doing, and then create the appropriate actions to help prevent or detect the bad guys in the future, currently and in the future, and provide actionable intelligence and dynamic context on what's happening. So we actually work with all of the best of breed point products in the market and don't compete with them.
Who are your biggest clients right now?
Our biggest client, as was disclosed in the S1 proxy statement, is Bank of America, which represents about 7% to 9% of our revenue.
Okay, and so what are you planning on doing with the proceeds from the offering? The IPO is a fundraising event after all. So are you going to make any acquisitions? What do you think you'll do next?
So let me just add to the question you asked a moment ago. We also have 4,200 clients in 59 countries. So Bank of America is our largest client, but we have a host of clients from small to medium-sized business through large enterprises. With regard to what we will look to do with the proceeds, we're going to look to continue to develop solutions that address the emerging threat of where the hackers are going. We're going to look to help accelerate our growth around the globe. We've recently, in the last 2 years, opened an office in Japan and Australia and Singapore, and increased our presence in a couple of the markets in EMEA. So should expect to see us to invest in innovation and in continued growth.
Great. And so, yeah, you have been growing, revenues have been growing, but losses have as well. One of the challenges of being the CEO of a public company is being able to predict that growth. How are you going to do it?
So 85% of our revenue is recurring. We enter each year and each quarter with about 85% of the revenue already under contract. So the business is very predictable. And just to touch on the losses comment that you mentioned, one of the things that we did, and this ties into my answer earlier, we invested, Michael Dell gave us the opportunity to invest ahead of our growth over the last 2 years into the operations and into the technology to be able to be put in a position to invest ahead so that we're able to deal with the growth and the things that may be coming down the pipe.
All right, well, good luck. Congrats on your first day as a separate company from Dell.
Great, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.
All right, thank you.